looks like yep, mic is working. Let me make sure that yep, okay. Restream is working. We are on Twitch. We are on YouTube. Let me make sure both of my chats are set up. Oh, so fancy. Okay, and I got the link in. Hi, Raina. It's good to see you. Thanks for being here. I got the link in Twitch. Let me get the link in YouTube. Raina, so tonight is when we look at one word, and tonight's word is religion. But all right, I'm trying to do too much at once, trying to be too fancy. Okay, I'm just waiting for the YouTube chat to come up so I can put the link in there. But what we do is we have a lyric wheel where we use songs and lyrics to help us get more information on the word we're looking at. And so you can add words or songs and lyrics using the Linktree link. All right, let me get this in here and then I'll show you what I mean. Okay, that's in YouTube. So now I think we're on both. Okay, cool. All right. Okay. All right, we doing something. We doing something. So let me show you. So if you go to that Linktree link, there is a link in there where it says my word is bond, and it says feed the wheel. And our lyric wheel looks like this. It's empty right now because we haven't put any of our songs in yet. But if you fill out that form, and this is for everybody, fill out that form with any songs or lyrics that would relate to our word of the day, which is religion. Then near the end, we populate this wheel and use those songs and lyrics to get more information. So there we go. Um, all right. So I think let's do let me put this down and we'll do an opening of our space because that's how we like to start now. So let me get that. Okay. So we're going to open up this space so that we have good positive energy, good positive space to be able to discuss and look at these vibrations and welcome in the vibrations that are actually going to help us to learn and grow. So here we go. Welcome to Vibrant Numerals. Welcome to my sacred temple opportunity space. Welcome to healing with laughter, joy, peace, contemplation, and discomfort. Welcome to Vibrant Numerals. All right, so we're good to go. And I know that I've already heard from a couple people that they actually like using this late night stream to just help them sleep. So please feel free to do that. I'm happy to have you here, and your presence in any form does add to the vibration of the space. So you are much appreciated. So let's go to, yeah, let's just go to our, let's go to our, okay, so here's where my hesitation is, because usually always start with the whiteboard, and we can start there. Um, I just know that, well, I guess it's been true for most of the words we've been using the last few weeks, is that they're kind of sensitive and they can be kind of triggering. Religion is one that is somewhat triggering for me, not as much as it used to be. Um, but I was trying to decide if we should look at the definition first. But I don't think we will. I think we'll stick with what we know. We'll stick with what's been working. All right. So, um, what I'm going to do is write our word on here. So, our word for the day is religion. And I'm going to go and get some water because I forgot to grab some. I'll go get some water, and then hopefully that'll also give anybody that would like to add a song or lyrics to the lyric wheel. It'll give you time to be able to do that. So I will be right back. I'm going to go get some water. I was more prepared than I thought. I went into the kitchen to get some water and it was sitting right there. I just had left it in the kitchen. But we are back and I'm ready. Oh, hi, Josh. Welcome in. We are just getting started. So, perfect timing. I hope everybody's having a good week. We still do have a lot of things happening energetically. Um, so a lot of moving and revealing, illusions falling away. So that's a lot. And we have another eclipse, a lunar eclipse this time that will be happening next week. I think actually when we meet next week, next Thursday, um, is the same day as that eclipse. I don't think it's at the same time though. All right, so let's start looking at our word religion. Um, so let's start with, I think we should start with this RE because RE is with our little code book. So the code book that we use English, where A is 1 all the way to Z equals 26, to be able to replace the letters with numbers so we can look at the vibrations themselves. And so RE is 18 plus 5, which actually gives us 23. And 23, we have been seeing a lot, but 23 is the numerical vibration of the phrase I am. So whenever we see um, this RE at the beginning, it it's emphasizing the inclusion of your identity or something that could be tied very much to your identity. It also um, is going to be more high powered right now because we're in retrograde season. So, retrograde season is when we have several planets that, from our perspective here on Earth, are spinning in the opposite direction. And so we're getting a lot of changing of perspectives. And with this RE here, let me do this. Um, it's shifting the perspective and also shifting the perspective in a way where we're focusing more on our, not just ourselves and what's happening internally, but how um, our identity and how our energy is directly connected to what's happening on going on around us. And so a lot of these um, words that start with RE come up quite a lot during retrograde season. So we get a lot of reviewing, we get a lot of remembering, we get a lot of like redoing. All of those come up quite often. So I wanted to point that one out first. So then let's go ahead and look at all of the number vibration equivalencies to these letters. So R is 18. So we have 18 plus 5 plus 12 plus 9 plus 7 for G. Then I is 9 again, and then 15 and 14. And we have been seeing that there's quite a few of the words that we're looking at. They have a lot of these vibrational portals, like they are really pulling through and amplifying some pretty strong vibrations, and that's probably why they're making us feel the way that they do, and why their definitions are so impactful on our lives. We can already see here that we have a couple of dominant vibrations here. We have one portal here happening with the nines, where we have the two eyes, where the nines are coming together or wanting to come together to make a portal space here. And it's emphasizing this seven. So whenever we have a portal vibration, it's just the same vibration as on either end. And so these want to be near each other because they're the same. And what ends up happening is how they are moving amplifies, it like pushes this middle vibration out to be louder. So where we have these nines, so 9 is an end of a cycle. It's an end of a routine, of a habit, of a way of doing things, um, of a way of thinking. It's some kind of cycle, something that has been repeating that is ending. And here we have the seven being emphasized, and seven is this vibration of taking action, um, but in flow. So it's like taking action, but at the right time in the right way. So we have this seven being emphasized. But then if we look down here at this, let's get a different color, maybe. Okay. At this 18, 18, we could look at it in a couple of different ways. Where 18, when we add the 1 plus the 8, we get the 9. So that's adding to this 9 vibration as well. But also, 9 plus 9 gives us the 18 vibration. So we have really these two more nine vibrations that are very loud here that are going to increase this amplification. And this is interesting because if we put that this is nine, then now we have um, another set of portals where between this nine and this one here, we have this portal happening. And now this one is bringing forth this vibration of 17 because we have 5 plus 12, which gives us 17. So here where we had this 7 being amplified, I'm going to move this up a little bit. It's getting so low down here on the page. So we have this 7 being amplified through this 9 portal. And then with this 9 portal here, now we're getting the 17, where 17 is looking at how we can take this action. So we're taking action in the right time, in the right way, to be able to allow new energy to come in. So a new way of thinking, a new way of doing things, new people. But then this 17 becomes 8, where 8 is now the cycle. So where this 7 here is just promoting that we take action in flow. We take action in the right way at the right time. The 17 is actually creating a new cycle. And so that's interesting because when you think about religion or like doing something religiously, it really is about the cycles and the routines, the consistency, the dedication to the consistency, regardless of what you are being religious to. Um, it's this consistency. And I think it would be interesting for us to look at. Um, the different forms of this word religion. So instead of it, us just looking at religion, which is a noun, what person, place, or thing, is religion a thing? Probably. But also looking at like the actual action. What is that, a verb? Oh my gosh. I hated having to like break down those. I think religious would be an adjective. It's a descriptor. Oh my gosh, I'm back in English class. It's horrible. But then religiously would be the verb of like actually taking the action. And this it made me think of this because this 7 was coming up so often, where we're seeing this 7 of taking action. Um, coming up, and it's taking action in a religious way. So, religiously would probably best describe that. I do think it's interesting that 9 is so dominant here because 9 is an end to these cycles. Like it's an end to how you've been doing things. And so if religion is like the dedication to a consistent set of beliefs, how then do we have so many of these vibrations of ending? I don't know. I don't know. What do you think? Because it's interesting to see so much nines here. Because even if we look here at these last two vibrations, the 15 and the 14 together, 15 plus 14 will give us 29, which is another 9. So we have a lot of dominant 9 energy about ending cycles. The one thing that is coming up though is that if a dominant part of how we think about and define and use religion is to end how somebody else has been thinking, or to change how they're thinking and behaving, whether that's a good thing or a bad thing. I think that could be where this 9 is. It's so interesting that when you think of religion, you think of like the routines, the consistency of the routines, but then there's a lot of 9 energy in here. Um, so I don't know what that actually means. So let's continue to dig in. So let's go ahead and add these up. So if we do 18 plus 5 plus 12 plus 9 plus 7 plus 9 plus 15 plus 14, we get 89. So religion is 89. Here again, we have this 9 vibration, but it's, oh, so this is interesting because this is basically, this 89 is telling us um, that we have an ending to a set of cycles, that this vibration of the word religion, it is the first step is to end cycles. So it's to end a consistent way of thinking, believing, doing, to end habits, routines, um, and then to establish a new cycle. So there's probably part of our answer. And if we add the 8 and the 9 together, we get this another 17, where we have the action that is bringing in the new energy to then create and emphasize the cycle again. Okay, so let me see. Oh yeah, Josh. Okay, so for those that are on YouTube, on Twitch, Josh says, I see it as 17 finding the star. The 8 is the cycle of man trying to find the star. Yes, so before I read the rest, yes, yeah, yes, I love that, Josh, because that's right on. Where in the tarot, um, 17 is represented by the star card. And so we have 16, which is the tower that comes before, where it's falling and completely taking away the foundations of what has already been built. And it's opening up the space for the star. So now let's look at Josh's comment again. So it says, I see it as 17 finding the star. The 8 is the cycle of man trying to find the star. The multiple endings could come from every religion being right and wrong at the same time, with multiple endings to finding the star. That's just how my brain reads it though. Oh, you know what though? That I love that, Josh, because then that kind of sparked for me the thinking about when you think about so many of these religions, and most, well, really a lot of them. Um, you have, oh, hi, It's good to see you. Thanks for being here. I'm so glad to see you. You always bring the best definitions. Um, so when we think about, so if the star is like the goal, it's almost like just how we've talked about where there's like pure vibration. And what we would talk about as like God, higher power, the universe, this is that pure vibration that encompasses everything positive and everything negative all into one. And when we are telling any of, I think it's the same thing. You tell me what you think, but like if we have a myth or we have a legend or we have um a story of the gods, it is a it is a way to try and describe the interaction with pure vibration. We're trying to describe what we see and are experiencing and understand about this pure vibration. Um, and so when you talked about Josh, the star, that made me think of this like the story of religion, like the stories that are encompassed within religion, that they use the stories, the myths, the legends, the parables, to be able to describe the gods and the rituals and the desire to be devoted to whatever this is. um and so that's what made me think of that. Yeah, so I like that. So then when we think about if um like the story, so many of the stories of religion, well, of these gods, is what actually makes up um within a religion. This one, uh, oh, it's supposed to be legend, but that's not what it says. Oh my gosh. See, there's a reason why you needed to be here because my spelling. Ah, like the one time you could actually read my handwriting. There we go. Legend. There, better. Oh, that's hilarious. Oh, that's funny. So that's interesting. And within so many of these religions, there's always like this story of following the star, or that with the stars is where God is. Um, and so many times in religious spaces, you are praying upwards, you're facing upwards. So, I like that, Josh. Thank you. Thank you for adding that because that's actually really good to think about. All right, let's see. Oh, all right. And that was good to look away and then come back because then um that helped me to see. We'll go over here. So, religion, the word religion, um, is 89. Also, 89 is the word unity. So, like the coming together of one, or like being on the same page. And that's interesting in that we have this here again, because where it's the 23 that is signifying the I am. Hmm. The other thing that's interesting is that if we have this 23, this other part, yeah, John. Don't tell anybody I said it like that. That was embarrassing. Oh, it's too late for this. But we have 23 where it's I am. And then this second part um, actually equals 66, which is another one that we've already looked at, where 66 is that numerical vibration of the word family, but also happy and freedom. So that would mean that not only does this word religion include this vibration of I am, to try and connect the religious beliefs to your identity, to part of who you are. But it also is connecting to what you would consider to be family, to be happy, and how you would describe freedom. So you can feel those vibrations just within the word itself, and how you're utilizing that word in its definition. But then also on top of that, to have it vibrate the same way as the word unity. And yeah, it's reminding me also of our discussion of community versus cult, where the only difference was like the obsessive behavior. And I think that probably could apply here also, that when you are attaching your identity to what you are subscribing to as your religion, or having unity to, that that makes it harder for you to disconnect from that if you find that it no longer fits who you are. So that's pretty interesting. Hmm. Especially having religion, for so many people being a charged word. And when I say charged, it's not just like in a negative way. It could be also very in a positive way, where it's just based on your own experiences and your own perspective of like, has religion been part of your identity that has um, made you happy, that that unity has felt right? Um, or is it, something where it has felt like that unity has not brought you freedom, but has like put you in a place of bondage? Interesting. Yeah, yeah. So exactly, Josh. So religion equals unity, but a specific religion is no unity at all. None at all. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I think that's what makes it so interesting to have this 8 vibration here with the 9, where in this same vibration for both religion and for unity, you have the ending of the cycles, you have the ending of the routines, the way of thinking, the behavior, but you also have the building of those cycles, those routines, those ways of thinking, the behavior, like the repeatedness of it, where I'm actually surprised that we have more 9 vibration in here than 8. Because whenever you have those, like, um, when you do something religiously and it's over and over again, and it's like the same thing over and over again. Like I remember growing up in the Episcopal Catholic Church, and we'd sing the same songs every single Sunday. Like to open up and to close each service, it would always be exactly the same. Versus like when I would go to my dad's Baptist church, where it was always very different, but it was still the same order of service. You have the choir sing, and then you have the preaching. And so it's interesting to see that we have these 2 vibrations of like ending the cycles. So ending um thinking a particular way, doing things in a particular way, right here with actually creating those routines and having those regular routines. You know what it kind of feels like? I don't know, you can tell me what you think. But the 8 vibration right there with that 9 vibration, it actually feels a lot like how addiction looks. Like where you like go, you have one addiction, and if you're an addict in one way, you could end that, but then you're still susceptible to just taking on a new addiction. That's what it actually looks like vibrationally, which is kind of crazy. Yes, Josh. Yeah, I've tried to block those moments out in my life. Because those Catholic masses are very long and very boring. And they're boring mostly because they're just the repeat of the exact same over and over again. It's always the same. Yeah. Yes, Rumpel. Exactly. Yeah, yeah, the most exciting part is supposed to be the choir, but if they're singing the exact same songs over and over again, well, and I like loved hated the songs because I liked that the songs were some of the only things that would change. We'd have some of the same songs every week, but then some songs would change. But my mom cannot sing. She is the most tone deaf person I've ever met in my whole life. And she sings very loud, very badly, very loud. So then it was even more horrible. It was horrible. Yes, that's true, Josh. You do have to be awake for all of the random up and down and get up and sit down and move around and yeah, and the repeating where one thing from the pulpit is saying to you or said to you and you have to repeat or you have to respond. The call and response. Yeah, it's crazy. Oh man, don't want those memories. Oh my gosh. Yes. Yes, very true. Oh my goodness. Okay. Oh wow. Okay, I don't want those memories anymore. Um I do think before we look at like the definitions, that we should look at all three of these versions. Yeah. Yeah, Josh, you do. You start to just mimic and copy everybody because you don't know what's happening. But it's consistent enough where you can actually copy people. Yeah, it's so crazy. It's so crazy. Yeah. And like for some parts of my life that worked, having that routine and that consistency. Um, but then when it didn't, it definitely didn't. So, whew, my goodness. Oh, all right. So let's look at, we already know that religion is 89. Massive memory is crazy, Josh. That's a good one, though. Good one. That's a good one. Um, so religion is the noun. Oh my gosh, Rumpel, you're gonna have to help me with this because all of these different. So is religious the adjective, the descriptor? And then religiously, the verb, I think so. Of like the taking the action of like actually. So religiously is like the action of behaving in a religious way. Um, religious is like the adjective, the description. Okay, yeah, adjective, yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Rubble. So it's like the description of how you would describe what it is, whereas religion is the person, place, or thing. Is it a thing? It's a noun, but is it a thing? Oh, okay. Oh man, I hope religion's not a person. Okay, so let's look at these. I do want to, um, oh, okay. All right. I'm already seeing some interesting things. So all of these start with the RE, which is good. Yep, she is, isn't she, Josh? A dancing thesaurus. Oh, and with the dinosaur dancer that she loves so much. Oh, hi, Doc, over on YouTube. It's so good to see you. Thank you for being here. We are talking about the word religion today. So, a little bit charged, but good conversation. It was funny, Rumpel. You better be careful. Uh, Josh and Rumpel are over on Twitch, Doc. And Doc is over on YouTube. All right, so with these three different forms of the word, all of them start with this RE, which adds up to 23. We'll put that here. And is the same vibration as the phrase I am. So it's attaching your identity, like who you are. It's giving you this vibration of being able to connect yourself and see yourself in it. So all of these have this at the beginning. Then really the parts that are different vibrationally are just the end, where this one has N, which is 14. Oh, this is interesting because look, religious, now it has us. So it starts with I am and it ends with us. That's a little creepy. Like it's going to like it's going to like from you as an individual, and as you're going through these routines, these religious routines, now you're becoming part of us. Ooh, that's creepy. Oh, Doc, Josh and Rumple say hello from Twitch. And Doc does say hi to all from YouTube. So that actually is kind of creepy. That's kind of creepy that we're going from I am and it's ending with us. And us, so U is 21 and S is 19, so that's 40. And so 4 is like a huge foundational. It's the vibration of foundation and stability. So, oh, okay, Rumpel. No, that's actually very helpful. So you're gonna have to remind me the difference between the verb and the adverb. Because I number, I don't do the word thing. But I do think that could come in handy and be important as we're like interpreting the vibrations themselves. Oh, no, I think we should make it a thing, Josh. I like it. Doc, Josh is over here making lots of dino and dancing dino jokes to Rumple, who hates the dancing dino. Oh my gosh. Okay, so let's see. So an adverb is how, when, how often an action occurs. Oh, okay. So religiously can be it's the action, but it's also how the action occurs and how often or when and how often. Yeah, so that was actually really helpful. Yeah, that was actually extremely helpful because then that makes a difference in when we're thinking about this. Oh, hi Noah on YouTube. It's so good to see you. Thanks for being here. We are chatting about the word religion. And so for Doc and for Noah, we do have Josh and Rumpel over on Twitch. Um, and that link that is pinned, you can add any songs or lyrics that you want to include in the conversation. We're going to do a spin our wheel later on to see what songs and lyrics can help add to our conversation. All right, what are you guys doing over here on Twitch? Okay, thank you, Rumpel. So Rumpel was giving us information about the word religiously and how it's not just an action, it's not just the verb, but it's also an adverb, which actually adds a lot more to how we're using and defining that word, because that adverb is how the action is done, when the action is done, and how often. And so Rumpel gave the example like they attend church religiously. Yeah. Yep. I like it. Yeah. That's actually very helpful because what we were seeing with that 8 and that 9, where maybe that could be it also. You tell me what you think. That where the 9 is ending a cycle and 8 is like a cycle itself. So the 8 and 9 together could also be like the ebbs and flow of your religious practice, of how it changes over time and how those cycles can change over time. Because even if your religious beliefs don't change over time, how you practice them, how you show your devotion to them, um, like how consistent you are with them could definitely ebb and flow or not. I think it's important to be able to recognize that it could go either way, and both of those are telling. Yeah, that's a good point, Rumpel. So Rumpel said that people become more devout over time. Yeah. So the longer you're holding those routines, um, and the more often you're holding those routines, then they become like second nature. Like, do you have anything like in your daily routine that you do without thinking? I think that's one of the things that's kind of scary for me to think about religion is when you start doing the routines without thinking, like they become so much of you in your daily life that you do it without thinking. Seems kind of creepy. Yeah. Mm, good point, Rumpel. So Rumpel said that the cycle could be what is foundationally practiced. So, like, which would actually make sense vibrationally also, because the 8 um is like two fours together, and 4 is the foundation. It is the um stability. And then we see the 4 here again in religious. So, yeah, having that be like the foundational, that cycle, that routine, that consistency being what is the foundation for the religious beliefs. And Josh is saying, which is crazy because most religions focuses on free agency, but repeating cycles robotically completely goes against what is preached. Yes, exactly, Josh. I think that's what is kind of, at least for me, it's scary to think how easy you could get into that routine and not even realize it, and not even realize that you are, yeah, like going against why you actually came there, or why you're actually in that space. Yeah, it is very contradictory overall. Yes. Yeah, absolutely, Rumpel. Yeah, don't follow man, but follow Jesus, who is a man. Exactly, Rumpel. Exactly. And that's the feeling that I keep getting with this 8 vibration sitting right next to this 9. And what's so interesting is whenever I've seen and felt this 89 before, like when we look at the word unity, or when it comes up in a different context, it doesn't feel like this. This very much, when it's in the context of religion, it does feel like that 8 and 9 are very contradictory to each other. They're competing against each other. And it doesn't move the same way. And so that's interesting to think about too. So when we're talking about these vibrations, it's not just the vibrations, like the number representation of the vibration, but it's how they're actually woven together. So how they come together, but then also how they move is what we are feeling when we are using and interacting with a particular word. Yeah. So Josh says, when man tries to write truth, it's typically contradictory. Exactly. Yep. Bingo, says Rumple. Yeah, but that's what like I try to explain, like when we go over here to this pure vibration. So pure vibration is what the higher power is. It's what it it just is. It encompasses everything positive, everything that we perceive as positive or negative. Um, and we get into trouble where we are trying to put labels and um, describe it. So, like the pure vibration, you could try and describe it as a number or a symbol. And those numbers and symbols, they do water down that vibration a little bit, but not as much as like language. Um, Choosing particular words or naming things now is um attaching a negative or a positive connotation to it. And then we further add negative or positive connotations based on our own experiences. So let's see. Rumble says, can you do the word sanctimonious? Yeah. Considering the two words tend to be used in conversations about each term. Yes. Yes. I think that's a good one for us to add. Yeah, we'll definitely add that one. So let me go back over here. Yeah, that's a good one. Sanctimonious. All right, let's finish getting these. I'm gonna let me go down here a little bit and put sanctimonious down here. Okay, you got to catch my misspelling. I'm going to try and look right at what you put. See, but that's not always a guarantee. Sanctimonious. All right, I think I got it. Let me know if I didn't. But yeah, we definitely should look at that too. That's a good one. Um, and we can see that we'll get some information about it by finishing these up too. So we have religion, religious, and religiously. It wasn't meant to be funny, but that's good, I guess. Oh, you crack me up. Where all of them start with this RE, where we have that 23 of I am. So we have this I am here. And then the only difference is where religion has in here at the end. Religious now has an us there, which is creepy. And then religiously has us and then Lee. here together. Usly, usly. I don't think that made it better. I was trying to make it better that us was there, and it didn't help. Um, but the Ly, so Ly is 12 plus 25, which is 37, plus us, that's 40. Oh, and that's kind of creepy also. Okay, I just keep getting creeped out because this Usly is 77. And 77 is that numeric vibration of the word power. It also is the numeric vibration of the word wound. Ooh, ooh, Rumple, you're right. That makes it worse. That's creepy. So I'm gonna write what Rumple wrote in the Twitch chat. So Rumple wrote us plus Lee equals us lie. Yeah, which also equals they lie. Ah! Yeah, yeah, yeah. Creepy, 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 creepy. Oh my gosh. Okay, I guess we gonna keep going. Don't go nowhere. I need you to stay here with me. Okay. So then, yeah, I guess it is a great way to bring in the Halloween season. You're welcome. Me being creeped out. But then that leaves this Ligio, which is consistently left here in the middle of all of these. And this is going to be 12 plus 9 plus 7 plus 9 plus 15. Oh, okay. Yeah, it got worse. All right. Great. Woohoo. So this middle part is 52, which is the numeric vibration of the word heart. So here on religious, between I am, our own identity, and us, um, how our identity links to all these other people, is the heart. It is the heart space. So it's like the um, religion, the religious way of doing things, doing things religiously. Um, it's going through the heart space. And gosh, your the way you feel and like the word love and your heart, give your heart, and with your heart is all up and through and all over religions, like pretty much all of them, with a giving heart. Oh, oh, creepy. And then religiously is like the what's here in between your identity and your connection to your power, but also to your wound, is your heart. Wow. But that also is heart power or heart wound. My goodness. Well, okay. Let's get these final things. So we know that religion is 89, which is the numeric vibration of the word unity. Um, Religious is 23 plus 52 plus 40. Oh, okay. Yep. Yep. Just keeps getting worse. Is 115. 115 is the numeric vibration of the phrase thank you, to like have gratitude, but also it's the numerical vibration of love you. Wow. Wowee. All right. So, religiously is 23 plus 52 plus 77. And before we get there, oh my gosh, I need a different color. The 77 here, remember that the other vibration that was coming up a lot was this 7, this action in flow. So taking action at the right time and in the right way um, is giving you power, but it's also creating and deepening the wounds. Whew. All right. So, 23 plus 52 plus 77 is 152. And 152, because 52 is heart, this would be 100 plus 52. And there's a couple of different words and phrases that equal 100. So like towards heart would be 152. Also personal heart would be 152. Honoring, so honoring heart. So when you're doing things religiously, are you honoring your heart? Are you? Oh, here's a 100 I learned, actually, I encountered earlier this week that kind of goes here. Um, so 100 also is the numeric vibration of the word embodiment. So heart embodiment would also be 152. I don't know how I feel about that. Especially in connection to the rest of this conversation. I don't know. Oh man. Okay, let's see. What did Rumpel say? So Rumpel said Ligio in Italian is like obedient or faithful to a certain tradition or rule. I think it is rule. It could be duty though. Yeah, yeah. So rule or duty. It's like that um it's like a because it's not just like a devotion to anything, but it's like yeah, a devotion, a consistency, a cycle of the same rule, which would be duty, wouldn't it? Like you have a duty to follow. Um, Oof, that's interesting. And then thinking about um, when you think about religion and the routines and the cycles within religion, yeah, that would make sense because they're all like rule based. Okay, Rumpel, thank you for that. That's very interesting because Rumpel said it is used for royals a lot, or any kind of royalty. Hmm, interesting. So it's interesting to look at how these three words kind of like evolved. So we go from the noun of religion. So person, place, or thing. I guess religion is a thing. And it vibrates at 89, which is the same as unity, and it has that ending of the cycles with the nine, matched up and paired up right next to the cycles, the beginning of cycles, and putting together with the cycles of the eight. Oh, hi, cousin B, over on YouTube. It's good to see you. You didn't miss it. It's good to see you. Thank you so much for being here. It's late. It's late night. Late night. Yeah, but that's going from unity for religion and then to religious, which is like the descriptor, um, the adjective, and it vibrates the same as thank you, but also love you. And it's another seven. So we also have this 115 giving us another seven, that action in flow. And then we have religiously, that is the 152, that's like embodiment. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I am kind of Twitch and NerdTube. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. But yeah, we could blame Cousin B. But look also, oh my gosh, so I don't, there's so much here. 89, so we already looked at this, but 89, when we add the 8 and 9, we get that 17 that then goes to 8. But then 115, when we add the two ones and the 5, we get 7. And then 152, if we add that up, we get another 8. So we have this back and forth between the creating of these cycles, um, and actually taking the action, which is similar to what we were seeing with the just the vibrations alone of that original word of religion. Mm, all right, that's not creepy. Oh man. All right, here we go. We're continuing. All right, so let's look at sanctimonious, and then we'll go grab some definitions and look at definitions. I'm extra curious to see what songs and lyrics were selected. Anybody that has any more that you'd like to add, you can go add them to the form that's in the link tree. Um, because I know for the ones I added, I um I was trying to stay away from like the super obvious ones because we have whole genres of music now that are all like Christian based, they're religion based songs or ways of um creating music, where they all have a certain sound or they have the certain topic areas. And I thought it would be more interesting to actually look at where were was I seeing and hearing about religion, not like in an unexpected place. So that's what I picked. So I'm interested to see what you all picked. And that form is still open for anybody that would like to add. All right, let's look at sanctimonious. Mm. All right, so let's go ahead and we can put all of the letters out here. Oh, oh, well, yeah, I was gonna look up the definition when I looked up the definition of religion, but thank you for that, Rumpel. So Rumpel gave us the definition of sanctimonious. Um, it is super common. No, you're fine. Thank you for adding it. So sanctimonious is an adjective that means pretending to be morally better, purer, or more pious than other people. Um, it describes a person who acts like a saint or a hypocrite, putting on a false show of righteousness while looking down on others. Yeah, so exactly what we were talking about, where, and we see that also within um, religions quite regularly, that based on these rules of who is following the religion correctly in air quotes, you can't see me over here, who's following the rules and continuing those cycles. um yeah, but being more sanctimonious is like being more worried about other people, which seems to happen quite often in not just religions. It seems like it happens more often with people that are religious. Um, but I've seen it with everybody. Everybody all over likes to it's easier to point outwards than it is to point in. Yeah, Rumple, I agree. Oh my gosh. Okay. So let's look at sanctimonious. So if we use our little code book, where A is 1 all the way to Z equals 26, and that's for the English alphabet. Then sanctimonious, S is 19, A is 1, 14, 3, 20, 9, 13, 15, 14, 9, 15, 21, 19. And yes, yes, I put these out so that you can start learning and picking these up yourself also. So you can start seeing where are some of these, what are some of the vibrations of words that you use regularly, or when you're out and about and um, I don't know if this happens to everybody. I'm just going to act like it does so I don't feel weird. Yeah, is that sometimes a certain word, like in a song or on a video, or even that I say, it vibrates different. It's like it's highlighted. So like if you're looking at a page and there's some of the words highlighted, there's sometimes where you can actually feel that highlighted part. Um, then those are the words that you want to be able to look at. What is the vibration? Like, why is it louder? Why is it highlighted? because that's where the lessons are. All right, so we already have here where, just like we were looking at in the word religion, we do have a lot of nines. One, so we have the 9 here, we have another 9 here, we have a 9 here, and we have another 9 here. So we have the 4 nines, but also we have the word both starting and ending with an S. So it's one, this whole word is one big portal. When we see that in words, it actually is, it amplifies the vibration of the whole word, because the center of that word is what's getting amplified through this portal. And so these are words that can feel more charged, that can feel more amplified, that like cut deeper or have a bigger weight. They feel like they're more weighted, very weighty words. Um, so let's see, we'll do two things here. So when we add all of this together, and hopefully somebody else has added this together also, to check my math, but I believe it's 172. Um, which is interesting because then we have this 7 here again, but we have one side with this 7 that's giving us the vibration of 8. And then if we use the 7 on the other side with the 2, we're getting the 9. And so then now we're getting that 89 here again. Like these vibrations of 8 and 9, like with religion, that are kind of fighting against each other. Um, but the difference is that when we add this up, we are getting a 10. So, you know what's interesting, and I didn't think about it until I saw this 10 for sanctimonious, is none of these vibrations. So 89, 115, 152, none of them have a 0. None of them have a 0. And 0 is the um, vibration that represents that higher power. It represents God. So in these vibrations, God is not necessarily there. Whereas here we have this 0, we have this 10. So it's the one vibration that we don't have control over. So that's a like a sense of control. But you don't have control over that 0 here, and it's amplifying this 1, the bringing in of new energy. So yeah, we could add that ly to this also. So if we do 172, oh, let's use a different color. Different color, different color. What different color? Here we go. If we take the 172 of sanctimonious and we add L and Y, L is 12, and Y is 25. Okay. And so then 127 or 172 plus 12 plus 25, there's a lot of twos in there. That adds up to 209. And 209 is one of those vibrations that it adds up to an 11 and goes to a 2. So it is, so to behave sanctimoniously with that behavior um, is creating a division that you can try to end the division, but this behavior in itself is made to create divisions, duality, or like polarization, which makes complete sense because if you're behaving in a sanctimoniously, in a way, in that way, then you are creating a division. You're putting yourself above this other person or other people. You are placing yourself as like holier than thou. No, I'm not saying it again, Rumpel, just so you could laugh. I think I did a pretty good job of like saying that at all without laughing. All right, let me catch up in the chat. What are you guys talking about? Ooh, that was funny. Ooh. Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, you're right. I just saw you say sanctimoniously, but I didn't see that you pointed out that, yeah, here at the end, we do have the us again. And then that means the sanctimoniously does have the us plus that ly again. Yeah, the usly. Yeah, creepy. Creepy. Oh my gosh. Okay. I'll let you all fight each other on your own. Josh and Rumble. Oh my gosh. You guys are so funny. Okay. I'm done. Lee. Happy? Oh my gosh. That's so funny. Okay. I'm gonna get a drink of water real quick, and then we will go look at the origins. I know it's not how I just said it. I'm not. Nope. Uh, oh my gosh. I know I did. It's so funny. All right, I'm gonna go get water and then we will look up the definitions and the origins. How did she do that to you, Josh? How did she bring a samurai sword to a gunfight and still win? How? Just how? Oh, goodness. Okay, let's go over to our browser. Do I have a browser? Oh, yeah, I do. I couldn't remember if I had a browser open, but I do. There we go. All right, so let's do definition of religion. You're right, Josh. It's definitely because she's left-handed. That's definitely why. Okay, so um kind of as expected, the definition that we're being given for religion is a shared system of beliefs, values, and practices that connect people to the sacred, divine, or supernatural. It often includes moral rules, holy books, and rituals. So, all of those, anything that is like a system, is a ritual, a set of rules, anything that is being repeated, would be that eight energy, that eight vibration. Yeah, he's saying that's why you won, because you're left-handed. Hey, you're the moderator, Rumpel. Oh, goodness. So that one I'm not surprised about, but let's see if we can, let's look at the origin of the word religion. I think it would also be interesting. I don't know if we'd find anything, but I think it would be interesting to see if, like the history of religion, because I've read a couple of books, um, nonfiction books that I find very interesting about like how, the religions came to be and the separation of religion from science, is like the part of the history that I find most interesting. But let's see. Okay, so here is the origin of the word religion. So, the English word religion comes from the Old French. I'm not going to try and pronounce it, especially not after the way I pronounce some of these others. But it traces back to the Latin noun, religio, meaning reverence, scrupulousness, or moral obligation. Its exact historical roots are debated by both ancient Romans and modern scholars. Interesting. So it is like what is standing out most to me is that moral obligation, where it's like have to, like you have to do it this way, you have to follow these rules. Um, which is sounding a lot like work, like actual, like a job, which is ew. All right, so let's see. So the Latin roots theories, um, where in Latin, this word, which means to read over or choose carefully, the Roman philosopher Cicero argued that this regilio comes from, oh my gosh, you're killing me here. Religere, yes, okay, where re is again and lego is read or go over. So it's meaning to go over something carefully or show, um, conscientious repetition in the worship of God. So it's that repetition. The it is the that eight vibration. So that eight coming up where you're repeating the cycles, you're repeating it over again. But then later, Christian writers like, I can't say your name, sir, or Saint Augustine, argued it derives from this other word, implying a bond or obligation connecting humans back to God. So both of those is like, if you're not repeating that cycle, if you're not doing it in a particular way, and in a repeated way, then you're not connected back to a higher power. Hmm. Okay. Let's look. Oh, here's the historical evolution. So ancient Rome described proper public ritual duties, scrupulous cult practices, and a sense of awe or duty distinct from unapproved or obsessive practices. Huh. And then in medieval period, the meaning shifted in late Latin and Old French to describe a state of life bound by monastic vows, like joining a religious order. And then in the modern era, they say modern era, but then it says by 16th century. so so like uh the use of the word, has it changed since the 16th century? Hmm. Okay. But by the 16th century, the word broadened into its contemporary global sense, denoting an organized system of faith, worship, and distinct worldviews. Yeah, I know it's the modern. Like it's crazy. 16th century is the modern era. We're in the technology era. But none of our words are, well, that can't say none, but many of the words that we use haven't been redefined for this new era. And that's kind of crazy. It's like thinking about when was the last time our educational system was updated. Like, why are we still teaching our kids the same way we taught them in like the 1920s and in the 1940s, um, when we're in the technology era? Huh, who knows? All right, so then let's look the definition. Definition of religious. All right, so religious, uh, yep, it's an adjective, but it says the word religious means relating to the practice, belief, or study of religion. It describes people who show deep devotion. Why has it got to be deep devotion? Why can't it be just devotion? Anyway, show deep devotion to a god or a sacred system of faith or actions done with extreme care, loyalty, and strict regularity. So, not just regularity, not just a regular cycle, but strict regularity. It's interesting the word choices there, because we have both that it's deep devotion, not just devotion, and it's strict regularity, not just regularity. So core definition. So as an adjective, it's connected to faith, sacred manners, or a church. Having a strong belief in a deity and following moral rules. Doing a religious task with strict, faithful attention. Ooh, gross. Okay, sorry. Let's look at definition of religiously. I'm curious to see if it changes at all. So religiously is an adverb. Thank you very much, Rumpel. Meaning to do something very regularly, faithfully, or with extreme care and exactness. So it's again, it's like the use of those words where it's like the precision, like the doing it the like exact same way over and over again, um, yeah, is I think also the creepy part, because then that becomes like you're doing it robotically. And what is robotic devotion? That just doesn't even sound right to me. Ooh, sounds kind of gross, but all right. Let's see. It can also mean in a way connected to religion, though people use the non-religious meaning much more often in daily life to describe a strict routine. Yeah, like religiously or faithfully. Yes, because then the main meanings are regularly, doing an action without fail on a strict schedule, carefully, following the rules, instructions, or a habit with exact attention, and faithfully, acting with spiritual devotion or deep commitment. Mm. But then I kind of like these examples. He checks his phone religiously every morning. She follows the baking recipe religiously so the cake does not fail. I think I have to use that voice with it though. They were raised religiously by their grandparents. Hmm, okay. Okay, okay. I was trying to see if there was anything else. Yeah, the last one is stupid. It messed up the use of my voice. Um, but this is very interesting. Well, and it is, so what is kind of coming up? And I'm trying to see how to put it into words. So from like these definitions, but also just from this discussion, um, there's this place that is like in between. Yes, yes, exactly, Rumble. It should have been, yeah. Grandparents raised them to religiously follow rules. Yeah, yeah, no, it was weird. Like, who was being religiously, acting religiously about it? Was it them or was it the grandparents? Yeah, it was weird. Anyway, um, it's making me think of where we have, um, so if we go like through history and we looked at like from history, so if we're starting with like this pure vibration and we go through history of their trying to, as humans, describe or put words to what they are experiencing about this higher power, this pure vibration that encompasses everything positive and everything negative. And it first kind of goes to the, okay, you all are gonna have fun with this. But it goes to like this poly. I can't spell the whole word, but it's like this polygod. This is where you have the gods and you have the goddesses. So this is where, you have like the god or goddess of the night, and you have the god or goddess of the ocean. And so it's like every thing in nature um, has a different god or goddess ruling over it. Um, and then, you know what? That is a good point. That is a good point, Rumpel. So Rumpel just said that no form of religious is an actual verb. So it's never an action that you're taking, which is very telling. That is actually very telling because it's not taking action, but that 7 is still there. Huh, interesting. That is interesting. Okay. I'm gonna get back to this so I don't like lose this thought. So we have these multiple gods and goddesses, and then we go to the mono god where it's just one god form. Um, and it's somewhere in here where then you get, I think it's probably here, where you get the split between like science and religion. And then we like move into this place where it's like spirituality, spirituality. Like you have to say it like that, spirituality. And like, what does that actually mean? Are you actually now being religious in a way without a God? I don't know. That's kind of what's coming, and I don't know what to think about it. All right, so I'm going to see what you're saying in the chat. Um, oh my gosh, Josh. So Josh replied to Rumple and said, only sort of telling, but not actually telling, though, because there's no action of telling. Oh my gosh. That is hilarious. That was a good one. Yeah. So thinking about how you're trying to show this connection, you're trying to um, describe and have these regular rituals and routines that are supposed to be connecting you to this higher power, to this pure vibration, but it's ever evolving. And as it's evolving and changing, now it's um, actually becoming more diluted. And I don't know because I've heard some people that have said that getting to this spirituality is actually getting more here or even more back to the pure vibration. But I don't know what to think about that because if you ask anybody in any that has any religious belief, they're going to tell you that their path is the best way to connect to a higher power and that their god is the god or their gods and goddesses are the higher power, which is part of being in that religion and being religious. But this came from thinking about how there are um because I was thinking about the Kabbalah, actually, where the Kabbalah comes from the same religion, because it actually comes from a lot of the Jewish religions, um, but it then starts teetering on like the esoteric, where the Kabbalah is now, it's kind of like the esoteric or spirituality of that came out of the Jewish religion. But there's actually like devout rabbis that also practice Kabbalah. But in Kabbalah, they talk, it is mysticism. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that to myself. Mysticism. You heard me say it. Mysticism, which a lot of people would consider to be outside of religion. So just interesting to think about. Very, very interesting. Okay, what are you saying over here, Rumpel? Yeah, yeah, exactly. That is another contradiction. So Rumpel said that it's another contradiction because only God can judge, including those he ordains, but super devout people are the most judgmental. Yeah, yeah, I think it's absolutely insane to like have people claim that they are devout to their religion, but behaving in a way that they have no moral code. Because that might be the one thing that I won't say all, but I'd say most religions share is like a moral code. Like in is like the golden rule in every religion, where the golden rule that most people acknowledge is you treat others as you would be treated, as you want to be treated. But this always messed with me too because there's so many people that are so wounded that they don't even love or treat themselves right. So then the golden rule kind of falls apart. Because if you are mistreating yourself in any way, um, then the golden rule doesn't work to get you to actually treat others better. So I don't know. Is there some kind of moral code that kind of weaves in between um, religious beliefs or doing things religiously? Because if we think about it, like even outside of religion, doing things religiously is kind of what you're taught to do to have any kind of form of success in the society that we live in. And even just our society itself is um, a set of systems. So a set of routines, rules, ways of being that you're pretty obligated to follow. So, how deep does the rabbit hole go? So Rumpel says that good doesn't need to be taught. If you need to be reminded or taught how to be good, something is wrong. I agree. I agree. I don't think it does seem like everybody should be inherently good, that you should just know how to be good to others and good to yourself. But it just is crazy to see um, that people do have to be taught that. Yes. Yep. I know, Rumpel. So Rumpel also said that the golden rule is biblical, meaning it is in the book that has doctrine. Yeah. That states that different races should be treated differently. Yes. Yes. Yeah. It's used all over the place. Yeah. Yep. It teaches that war is necessary. Yes, absolutely. And so then that comes back to that contradiction of like, if your religion and what you are devoted to is both giving you a moral code where whatever your religion it or whatever you do religiously is giving you like your set of rules, which would include some kind of moral code of like what is right and wrong, what is good and bad, but then at the same time, um, like approves bad, approves evil, approves separation and division. Um, yeah, very contradictory. Yeah. Yeah, exactly, Rumpel. It all goes against the neighbor nonsense. It does. It does. And that's a good point too, Rumpel, that so Rumpel said that morals should develop naturally, where a healthy mind already will treat people how others how you want to be treated. No rule is needed. Yes, I agree. Yes. But what happens then when that healthy natural mind is then put into an environment where, like, not even speaking about religion per se, but if you're put into an environment where you're having to survive, and it's like in the moment of survival, um I don't know. I don't know how that changes. I know it makes your mind not healthy, but I don't know how it changes then what those morals are and what would be seen as right or wrong. And like to your point in the natural development, like where you get to like the nature versus nurture. Because I think that we all just naturally like who we are, because we do have a lot of people that are taught um, to be evil or taught evil ways or taught that there should be division and polarity, but they don't go that route. And they're not getting that from those around them. That's something that's coming from within them. That's an yeah, interesting thing to think about. I like these discussions because it gives me something to noodle on, to think about, and to kind of go down into the rabbit hole. Because then also, like how we are defining these words and using these words, we need to bring them to our conscious mind because we don't need to just let them sit in our subconscious mind and not think about them, because these vibrations still are impacting us. They are changing how we think and how we behave, and so we need to be paying attention to that so that we're not doing things robotically. And let's see. Oh, thank you for answering, Rumpel. So Rumpel said, living to survive is not what we should be doing. Yeah, I agree. Certain things shouldn't have to be explained. Yes, I agree. No matter the background. What did a person think as a child? Yeah, they were forced, meaning you lose autonomy. Exactly. Exactly. That's exactly what I was thinking also, where it's like those are all things that you shouldn't have to go through. You shouldn't have to just be in survival mode your whole life, because it doesn't give you an opportunity to really understand what you think and what you believe at the core of who you are. Yeah, very interesting. Okay, I'm going to get some water. So anybody that still has a song or lyrics that you want to add to the wheel, go add them now. And they can be from any genre. Um, and or they could be from anywhere. So even I thought of some like speeches also that I thought maybe about putting them in, but I didn't. So, whatever else you have to add for our lyric wheel, just go to that link tree and go to the form that says My Word is Bond and it says religion. And you could fill out that form and we will spin our wheel here shortly. Okay, so we're gonna, oh, okay, I just saw more of what Rumpel added. Oh my gosh. All right, I won't read that last part, Rumble, but this part I will. So people like being treated differently. I love space and hate anxious attachment, but there are people who believe anxious attachment is love. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, no, and it's not meant to disparage them, or to convince them to be different. Yeah, I would simply not be in their presence, or simply still be kind, but not put them in a position to feel harm. Yeah, yeah. That there's a lot of different reasons why people would um behave differently, but also want to be treated um differently as well. And I think that's one of the most empathetic things that we could do, is just understand that those differences exist and do our best to not cause more harm, which is kind of hard sometimes, especially when you can see how people just in their own lives are continuing to wound themselves. Yeah, that's a good point. Okay, I am going to go over to our lyric wheel. So hopefully everybody has finished filling it out and get our responses. Oh, we got more anonymous responses. I kind of like it when there's anonymous responses in here. All right, so let me grab the and I'll show you all of them. I know Josh likes to see all of them. Um, like before or after we spin the wheel or something like that. Okay, so I'm going to grab all of the responses. We do have some that would like to stay anonymous. And like they're fully anonymous in here. Um, so I'll make sure to grab these. All right, let me turn on our lyric wheel. So there's our lyric wheel. So if for anybody that is just here, this is our lyric wheel. And so every week we do have a form where you can put in lyrics and songs that um, come to mind for you for whatever word we have. I'll leave this spreadsheet up also, so then I can come back here anonymously. Oh no, there's the Usly again. Um, so we can come back here to get the lyric, because that's the one thing I have noticed is that our lyric wheel only gives us so many characters, which I understand because I do be going kind of nuts putting in long old lyrics. Yeah, he did. All right, so let me come over here. I think I got everything. I got the, yep, yep, yep. Okay. So then, oh my gosh. I almost, I almost closed OBS. Oh, I don't even want to know what would have happened. All right. Ew, why did I spell religion like that? That looks gross. There we go. I fixed it. All right, so let me put these in here and we'll load them in. Whoa. Okay. I like it when our wheel is full. So let's look and see what's in here. So we have Breaking Benjamin, Angels Fall, Dark Before Dawn. Okay. We have 1,000-Foot Crutch, Courtesy Call. Interesting. We have Type O Negative, Christian Woman, Bloody Kisses. Whoa. Okay. I'm liking these. Okay, we have DMX Slippin'. We have REM, Losing My Religion. We have Sinead O'Connor, Take Me to Church. Wow. Yeah, they are threats. I do like these lyrics too. We have Jizza, yep, Bible, Liquid Swords. Yeah, that's a good one. That's got to be from Josh. That's a good one. And then Kendrick Lamar, Pride. I thought about putting this one on here too. Yeah, yeah, yeah. These are good. Okay. These are good, but there are oh there are uh yes, Rumpel, there is a very fine line between religion and Halloween. So this is perfect timing. And there's a couple of these that I have not heard before. which is always fun because then I get to go afterwards and go listen to them and make even more connections. All right, so let's spin our wheel. Spin that wheel. Let's see, what are we going to look at? Oh, I am losing my religion. Okay, this one I think I'll probably just talk about because this is one that I put in there. Because as soon as I even thought of the word religion, this is what came to mind. Yes, you should just blend them for your theme song for Halloween. Yes, you should. Um, but I thought this song and these lyrics were interesting because um in this song, the word religion is being used synonymously with control, like being in control. So, when you are acting religiously, it's like you are doing the routine consistently over and over again, and it's making you feel like you're in control, but we see now you're not really in control. And that's what like a lot of these lyrics, these songs, this song brings up and reminds me of is that it's the where is the control? Who actually has the control um in religion? Do do you have the control, and when you lose that control you are punished? Um or do you not ever really have the control in the first place? So that's why this one came up for me. So that was a good one. All right, let's see. Let's see if we get somebody else's. Thanks, Josh. All right, let's spin the wheel again. Spin the wheel. Woo! Oh, look at there, Josh. I didn't pick my own song, Rumple. You saw me spin the wheel. All right, Josh, I'm going to have you start typing out for us why you chose this song, and I will grab it and hopefully make sure that you can actually see it over on the whiteboard, because that seems to always be the challenge of remembering to actually go to the new screen. Yeah, this is a good one too. All right. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Liquid Swords. It's Bible on the Liquid Swords album. Yeah. Yes. Bible swords. Slice holes religiously. Oh, that's funny. Okay. So let's go over to the whiteboard. See, I'm remembered, not remembered. I'm remembered. And we'll put this here. Yeah, I love that. So Bible in this case stands for basic instructions before leaving Earth. Yeah, I I love that. This is such a good choice. So interesting. So it's the basic instructions before leaving Earth that life is a test, many quest the universe, and through my research. Mm-hmm. Love it. Okay, I gotta go over to the spreadsheet and make sure that we have the full set of lyrics. So I'll grab the full set of lyrics first, and then I will grab the explanation that you put in there, Josh. So here are the full lyrics that Josh included for this song. Yeah, this is so interesting. This is such a good choice. Oh, let's make it a different color and we'll make it a little bit bigger. Yep, and make it a little bigger. There we go. There we go. So here are the lyrics. Okay, yeah. No, I'm gonna go grab what you wrote. But yeah, get to work safely, Josh. Thank you so much for being here. I'm glad you were able to be here. This time seems to work well for you. I like that. That you're able to be here for most of the time and listen to the rest. So let me go grab the explanation that Josh gave us to put here also. Okay, so these are the lyrics. The basic instructions before leaving Earth. Life is a test, many quest the universe. And through my research, I felt the joy and the hurt. The first shall be last, and the last shall be first. Oh, the best. You picked the best lyrics too. Like this is so good. um, and then let's get Josh's explanation here, and we'll put this in a different color. There we go. So this is the explanation that Josh gave us. It describes how the Bible is a basic tool to help navigate through life and find understanding, but the real questions will be answered when we leave this planet. The duality in life can be confusing and painful, but the understanding of our true reality is blissful when the time comes. Oh, amazing, Josh. I love that. I love that. I'm glad I went and grabbed it because, yeah, you didn't need to type that back out. This was perfect. So it is so, yeah, so telling where here is an artist and a song where it's not in that religious based genre, but it is pulling from Bible verses and it's pulling from those religious sayings. And it is speaking about like having those rules, those rituals, like doing the repetitiveness in order to get to a better place in life. Love that. I do want to, let's look at I think I just want to look at all of this because it's all interesting. But let's look at Jizza. Oh, yeah, no, not with that. No, nope. Okay, there we go. Let's look at Jizza, which is so I wanted to look at Jizza because this is interesting because the G is 7, where we have been seeing that 7 that is coming up. Also in the context of Christianity and actually um, Judaism and a couple of other religions. Um, okay, bye again, Josh. 7 is considered the vibration of perfection. So, where we are looking at that perfect combination of masculine and feminine energy, that action and flow, the way that that vibration is interpreted in the in some of these religious texts is that this is perfection, that this is the vibration of perfection, um, which I have always found interesting. But we also have within his name here, we have the Z, which is 26, and 26 is the numerical vibration of the word God. I always put it a little g God, um, just because 0 is the vibration of God. And so that's interesting that here we have this vibration of God and this back and forth and reckoning of God. Yes, Rumble. Yeah, yeah, yes. The Godfather clan is crazy. They made music in the modern era is nuts, Rumple. Oh my gosh. But we have the 7 here, and then we also have this 26. And A is 1. So 7 plus 26. So we have this vibration of perfection, along with this 26, which is the vibration of the word God. And we have here is 1, which is something new coming into the space. And all of this together is 34, which is another 7. Oh my gosh, Rumple. So Rumple is talking smack about the Wu-Tang Clan and said their combined age is written in Roman numerals, which is crazy. Oh my gosh. Don't look at what date this album came out. Oh my God, Methuselah is nuts. Rumpel is crazy. I can't even repeat that because I'm gonna get the giggles and I'm not gonna be able to finish. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's look at mm, yeah, because I think it's interesting. So if we look at Bible, 2 plus 9 plus 2 plus 12 plus 5 is 30. And I always thought this was interesting, because 30 is the numeric vibration of the word peace, but also it's the numeric vibration of the word fear. And like that, if that is like the perfect, I don't know, description vibrationally of the Bible, that it's supposed to be giving you this sense of peace and like these instructions that are helping you in life and to help you get to a place of peace, but it is full of a lot of fear as well. And I always thought it was interesting that fear and peace are the same vibration, that they're encompassed within that same vibration of 30, which has the 0, which is the vibration of um, that one vibration we can't control, which would be God, universe, higher power. Yeah, of course the swords were liquid. You said metal wasn't. Oh my God. Ruffle. Oh my gosh. Another one. You just going in. Wu-Tang Clan. When Josh is driving, that's what's like the craziest part is Josh is driving and can't respond. Oh my gosh. All right, I'm gonna do real quick the calculation for liquid swords just because I think it's interesting. So liquid is 72, another 9, and swords is um 98, which is that mirror image of the 89 of religion that we have been looking at. So let me give us a little space here. Just a little bit of space. So liquid swords. Swords is 98, which is that mirror image of 89 of religion, but also unity. And liquid is 72. Also 72 is hip hop, the name hip hop. And it's another 9, which is interesting. And when we add those together, we get 170. So there's that 17 again, that we were seeing with religion also. So let's put these all together and we can see how these vibrations are weaving together. So we take 34 for Jizza, we take 30 for Bible, and we take 170 for liquid swords, and we get 234. Oh my gosh, Ruffle. So we get 234. So all of these vibrations. So the artist um with the name of the song and the name of the album all comes together to give us 234, which is a 9, where we've been having this conversation since the beginning of this, not since the beginning of religion, but since the beginning of this discussion about these um, repeated rituals of 8 and the ending of those cycles or rituals or routines of the 9 and the back and forth between them. So they only saw the ocean liquid. Oh my God. They are so old they made the song when Pangea existed is crazy, Ruffle. Oh, yeah. Oh. Oh my gosh, you're crazy, Rumple. That is so funny. Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm going to let's spin our wheel one more time. We have, I'm awake. Rumple's kept me laughing, so I'm awake. Let's just spin it one more time um, before we end, just to see. All right, so here we go. We're going to spin one more time. We got 6 left on here. No, you're not. I don't believe you, Rumple. Oh, okay. This is good because I'll talk about it and not have to put it up. So DMX Slippin' is also one that I put in. Um, and thinking about religion, this came up because in that song, um, he's talking about like how he's slipping, he's falling, he can't get up. And it's like he is searching for what he can be devoted to. What is the routine, the ritual, the place or the person that he can be devoted to that will actually pull him out of the dark place and the dark spaces that he's in. And I just thought it was really interesting that this is what came up when I started thinking about religion. Yeah. Oh my gosh, Rumpel. Yes. Rest in peace to DMX. Um, but this always made me think of like that search for um the religion, the spirituality, the faith, um, the belief set that actually fit, that felt right, and that could actually help you improve your life. So that's why I picked that one. Okay, I'm gonna spin it one more time. I lied. I'm gonna spin it again. We got Josh's other one of Kendrick Lamar, Pride, on the Damn album. Yeah, this is a good one. This is a good one. This is a good one. All right, I think what I'll do for this one, since we're right here at the end of our time together, is I'm gonna go. Yeah, yeah. Josh, like put some kind of something on the wheel to make sure that he got his songs. Well, I can't really say too much because two of my songs came up too. And we had so many anonymous songs today, and none of them came up on the wheel, which is crazy. I wanted to get the lyrics and also the explanation that Josh gave. All right, talking and doing too much at once. Okay, don't let me like not remember to bring the bring us back. Um, you know what? Let me just go ahead. I'm just gonna go ahead and grab the whole thing. So just give me a minute. Talk amongst yourselves. Oh, whoops. Nope. Doing too much. All right, here we go. We're gonna try this again. I'm trying to grab the little box thing, but I keep clicking on so many things that I can't get the screenshot thing to work. There we go. I got it now. All right. Oh, righty then. Now we'll come back over here. We'll turn this off here. And oh my gosh, Rumpel, that's hilarious. Josh, I know you can't see it, so I'm gonna read this to you. Rumpel said, OMG, he picked damn on religion night. LOL. Josh is a menace. Just wanted to make sure you got the full magnitude of what she was saying over here while you cannot respond. Oh gosh. All right, let's make this smaller. Okay. And then, yeah, this is a good one too. I want to go get the lyrics that were picked. And so here are the lyrics. Make those a little bigger so you can actually read them. So the lyrics are see in a perfect world, I'll choose faith over riches. I'll choose work over, uh, yeah, yeah. I'll make schools out of prison. I'll take all religions and put them all in one service just to tell them we ain't shit, but he's been perfect world. That's a good one. Oh my gosh. This is a good one. This is a good pick. Oh my gosh. No, that was not rapping. That was reading. And then I want to grab Josh's explanation. Yes, I like this. This is good. All right, so then here is Josh's explanation. And we'll make this a different color. So, noting that nothing is perfect in this world, even religion has its flaws, like people do. Only one thing is perfectly godlike, and that is God. Yes, absolutely. And that brings up also like the conversation that keeps coming up all year long about that um going back and forth and these competitive God, universe, higher power competing against the gods that we actually make, we create, and that we choose to worship even though we have control over them. So, with our 2026, where 26 is that numeric vibration of lower G God, but then 0 is the vibration of God, universe, higher power, and how in this entire year we have this competition between the gods we can create and control, and we can allow them to control us, versus that actual um, higher power, that bigger, pure vibration that we like to call God also. Yeah, this is a good one. I'm glad you thought of this one, Josh, because this is a good one. Because that is exactly it. That this is a perfect way to end this conversation. Um, Thinking about how in religion there is the search for perfection. You're trying to find the perfection in your God, in your higher power, and trying to describe that perfection in a watered down way, but then trying to perform these rituals, these routines, these repeated behaviors and beliefs in order to connect to that higher power. And as that you go through that process, it becomes less and less perfect. You get farther and farther away from perfection as you are striving religiously to reach perfection. Good. Yep. Perfect way to end tonight. So next week, yes, higher power will increase your electric bill. So next week, and actually, I am on it this week. I'm going to go here right now, and I'm making the form for next week. I'm going to make it, I'm going to open it up right now as we're ending. So as soon as you think of songs and lyrics for next week, you can put them in right away. And so that's available now. Next week's word is education. So, education. So we spoke about religion this week, and next week we will speak about education. Oh, good. I'm glad you made it to your destination successfully, Josh. And just in time to be able to have your comeback to Rumple. So next week we have education. I can already think of some songs that can be put into that form, and so that's available for you to put in any of your songs from any genre that relate to education or how you would define education in your life. Thank you so much for being here. Those of you on YouTube, please make sure to hit that like button on your way out. Hi on deck. I'm glad you got here in time to say hello and goodbye. It's good to see you. Thanks for being here. I'm going to pull up our closing statement. Oh my gosh, you all are hilarious. All right, here we go. Please apply the vibrational healing you take with you and come back soon for another healing dose. Always remember, I see you, I hear you, I feel you. You are love, you are healing, you are whole. Thank you, everybody. Have a good night and a good Friday. And hopefully, I will see you soon. Thank you. Bye. Oh, now you're booing on deck? Yeah, no, fill it up on deck. Bye. Oh, I'm glad.